Okay, well, the lighting in here sucks, so that's neat. How's the audio? You know how these lives go. I always struggle with the audio in the first few seconds trying to get everything going, but are we good? Can you guys hear everything okay? Good-ish? I don't really have a topic for this one. It was just kind of, I've not really been doing a lot of uploading lately. I'm trying to get that rolling, and as you've seen since I've been in flatbed, it's been a little bit more common with the uploading, more frequent, and well, this is just kind of every time I do a reset out on the road, I end up going live for you guys. So first off, how's the audio? No, nothing? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody? All right, there we go. Redneck Woman says the audio is good. Outstanding. Tim, thank you. Anthony, good to see you here. Outstanding. Yes, Jeff, 1:30 came in earlier. When you called and you're like, it says you're going live at 1:30. I went, okay, it's not what I put. Anyway, here we are. Been a long time since I've done a live video. Like I said, there's not really a topic. As always, I let you guys kind of dictate where we're going, what we're talking about. So pretty much any topic is good. There's very, very few things that are going to be off limits. And if it is off limits, I will let you know that, hey, I saw what you said. We're not talking about that. And you just carry on. Good. Got a lot of people saying the audio is good. Mr. Grim Reaper Transport. Well, where'd you go? I saw your message come up on the phone, but it's not up on the tablet in the chat. Anyway, I saw you come in and say hi. There we go. There it is. Anyway, great to see you, bud. Like I said, I appreciate that shout out you gave me on your channel saying, you know, I'm back. Coming over, playing in your neck of the woods now with this trailer behind me, and it's been a learning experience. It's definitely been a physical experience with my back, as you all know. Yeah, there's, and right now, as all of you know, freight is, well, not freight, not in a semi anymore. Loads aren't good. Loads are not good. It's a struggle to stay afloat right now. Jeff, I do not know what you want to talk about, because you're impossible to read. You're over here, you're over here, you're up here, you're down there, you're everywhere, man. So no, I have no clue what you want to talk about. Narwhals? It's narwhals, isn't it? You want to talk about the narwhals. Got our DOT physical exams renewed today. Well, I'm glad Jeff didn't get the rubber glove, but did he get a narwhal for being a good boy? Because you and I had that conversation, Cheryl. Let's see. Audio's good up in Bellevue, Idaho. Okay, good. Are you coming down here, Texas, that is? Coming down there for a load or for something else? Shameless plug, I'm seeing if this works. So far, no. Let's see, got our DOT physical. Jeff didn't get... Good. Chris says he possibly knows what Jeff wants to talk about. Nobody knows what Jeff wants to talk about. I'm not sure Jeff knows what Jeff wants to talk about. He is a load, but if there's something else, fill us in. There's not something yet. There's not something yet. And if there is something, it's a couple years down the road. So, let's see what's been going on. There's been a lot of craziness going on personal side of things, and that's, you know, we'll get into that later. There's been a lot going on with work. Obviously, I've been running far more not campers than I have been campers. Let's see, I'm coming up on a month and a half, 2 months back into this with Horizon, and I've done campers 1, 2, 3, 4. I've only done 5 loads of campers, I think. Yeah. Let's see. Jeff, we all may possibly need to stop by on the way back home. Got something for you. Think I know what that is. Outstanding. Little jealous. No. Did not see your reload, Anthony. That's interesting. A bumper for a Sprinter van. Okay. Got it. And now, Cheryl, I'm just terrified to ask, so next. How do I like the new trailer? The trailer itself, I like a lot. There's wiring issues. I'm learning some of those might not be the trailer. Some of them definitely were. But some of them were some issues with this truck specifically, and that's a whole other conversation that I'm not getting into over YouTube. Just no. But overall, I really like the trailer. As you guys saw in the last video, it has a much longer winch cable than the Kaufman, which is huge. I didn't even really notice that until I noticed the difference. And if I were to have to move after every single trailer, that would get really old really fast. So I'm glad I have a much longer winch cable. Being aluminum, it's a good deal lighter. I think it was 1,400 pounds lighter. I'm not positive, but it's a good bit lighter. So that's really good. I liked the expanded steel that the Kaufman was. I prefer that over the little starfish holes that the Shipshe has. So that's a negative. I talked about the marker lights on the Kaufman versus the Shipshe. Very, very, very strongly prefer the Shipshe marker lights over the Kaufman, as I showed in that video a couple weeks ago. No, there's a lot of good. There's a lot of bad with both of them. I think overall, I'm happier that I got the Shipshe over the Kaufman. Mainly for the ability to have the wobble wheel, which the Kaufman did not have, and that I'm learning that is huge. So yeah, very, very, very happy I ended up with the Shipshe over the Kaufman, just because of the ability to use the wobble wheel in the Shipshe and not in the Kaufman. I have never known bottled water to make you smart. However, it does make you need to pee. Also true. Honestly, it's smart. It's just, as far as my personal taste, bottled water, this is my favorite as far as flavor. And it's just plain water. They make a bunch of different flavors. I don't really like any of those, but as far as just water out of the bottle, this one is definitely one of my favorites, and relatively cheap compared to the other ones that are equal in taste. Cheryl, that is to be determined. So far, the answer is no, but maybe with enough, it could change that. Probably not. Headed to Goshen tomorrow. Get that. Oh, that's right. You guys have been talking about that military load for a while. So I'm sure that'll be a really neat video until you get onto the base at Cape Canaveral. I'm sure that they will not allow you to film there. I didn't hear, did you get the wiring straight? Yes. Yes, Jeff. After 6 days worth of work and some modifications, yes, the wiring seems to be good for now. Good. Now. For now. Yes. The beard's getting decent. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I've been working on it for quite a while, as you all know. 3 years ago when I started the channel, I just had a little stubble all the way around, and here we are. So this is 3 years. I haven't really cut for about the first year. I kept cutting length off. So this is about 2 years. And it's just I started out doing just this, if you guys remember, on the older videos, and I've kind of been trying to get it to grow out and be even. We're almost there. Outstanding. However, we had a barber in Pennsylvania. He really did a number up here. So once I realized after a month and a half of trying to save it that there was just no there was no chance of saving it, I just and the old lady says she likes the bald look, so we'll leave it for a while. We'll see. I might grow it back out. I might not. I don't know. Let's see. Jeff finally got clearance to go on base. I will have to get dropped off at some outlet mall with the credit card. Oh, Jeff, as soon as she gets out of the truck, cancel the card. Casey, have you watched any of the roadworthy rescues? Anthony. Oh, Anthony. I love me some Vice Grip Garage. I love Vice Grip Garage. Quite possibly my favorite YouTube channel, period. Jeff, that's the one we were having the conversation about last night about the Cadillac. Yeah. And Rebound is doing a regen. Rebound, regen. Awesome. Let's see. Man, now we're all talking about Vice Grip Garage. How cool would it be if he just popped in the chat? High hopes, right? That ain't gonna happen. The head tattoos. I mean, the lighting sucks, but there you go. I've put them on my TikTok. I've put them on, pretty sure I put them on Instagram. I think. Those were a great outlet for me. Those have done a lot of good for me in my life. Anyway, I don't want to get on that topic. Let's see. Cheryl likes the bald look. Thank you. Anthony loves Vice Grip. Jeff loves Vice Grip. Tattoos. Shut down in Calhoun, Georgia. Dropped a FEMA trailer today. Headed back to Topeka for another one. Okay, I went to Bristol to Cletus and Cars. Met Derek. No kidding. That's awesome. I've met quite a few YouTubers in various genres of YouTube. You know, I've met some off-road channels. I've met a lot of RV transport channels. I've met some hot shot channels. I've met some semi-truck channels. But that, meeting Derek, that would be awesome. That would be really awesome. Let's see. If all goes well, we'll be back on the road soon. I hope so, Chris. That would be really good. You've been off for a while. I think you might have been off longer than I have. Your son sat in Independence. That's cool. That's really cool. Yes, Cheryl, you did. You had me in your house, and you made me meals, and it was amazing. And there was some very special tea, and that was amazing. Has it been a big learning curve when it comes to hauling cars, trucks, such as knowing what will fit, locating safe places to park? Locating the safe places to park? Funny, I filmed some stuff this morning for the next video that kind of discusses that, so wait for that. As far as the learning curve as to what'll fit, Google's your friend. Google's your friend. You can find the length of a vehicle. You can find the weight of a vehicle. Now the weight's going to be, within a little bit, but you'll have a rough idea if you can get it on your trailer or not. As far as the hauling them, the cars are actually a lot easier than campers, but they don't pay near as much. When I do a car run, I'm not making a lot of money. But if I know I've got to get somewhere to pick up a load, like I delivered those trailers that you saw me load, I delivered those down in Arizona. And then I shot over a little bit, grabbed some cars, and I wanted to film that whole process for you guys. But the extreme time crunch with picking them up, because the whole pickup was a fiasco, and then the horrible experience at unloading, which has nothing to do with the dealership that I took them to, and it wasn't that, it was just the actual unloading itself, and nothing went chaotically bad, it just wasn't good. And you'll kind of see a little bit of that in the next video. But those got me close to my next pickup. It's still a good bit of deadhead, but I was 1,200 miles from my next pickup, and I was able to use the cars to get me down to about 280, I think, 280, 300, something like that. So, yeah, didn't make a whole lot of money off of them, because by the time the deadhead to go the wrong direction to pick them up, and then the act of actually hauling them, and these ones were horrible aerodynamically, and then the deadhead to get to my next pickup, I made, well, I will have made $300, $400 off of those cars. Meh, you know what I mean? But it beats 1,200 miles of deadhead, so there you go. Has anyone met Fender Bunny? Never even heard of Fender Bunny. Done one load in the last 3 months. Okay, so you have definitely been off longer than I have. Google Earth Trucker Path. Yeah. Yep. I use the satellite images to figure out where I'm going most of the time. Yeah. That is so true, but hauling cars keeps money coming in when loads are slow. There you go. You typed it as I was saying it. Got it. How are you liking those Canada runs? Getting any easy? They're not hard. The Canada runs aren't hard at all. They're not any harder than a normal run. I did learn that I absolutely hate the ferry, so I will be avoiding doing ferry runs anytime that I can, and I think that it is complete bullcrap that we have to pay money to come back into the States. There you go. Big Ed, is this my new truck? Yes, no. Leasing it from a buddy of mine. It's his truck. There is option to buy on it, but as of now, no. You know, and I've been completely honest with him. I don't know if I'm going to buy it from him or not. In the meantime, I'm leasing it because it was there, it was convenient, and it worked out for the situation I was in, and it got me rolling. So, jumped on it. We'll see. Maybe I buy it, maybe I don't. CT Off-Road, what's going on? 74 short bed is leaving next week. Been raining too much to pull it out of its parking space. Okay. I don't want to talk about that, CT Off-Road. I don't like you. That's mean. Yes. Yes, I miss the space of an 18-wheeler. I was actually just talking to the old lady about that yesterday. I miss the seating position in an 18-wheeler, being up higher, able to see more of the area around you. I miss the comfort of the seat. I miss the comfort of the way the dash and everything is laid out. I miss the comfort of the much larger bed. I miss being able to stand up in the truck. I miss the fridge. I miss the freezer. I miss the microwave. I didn't ever turn the TV on. Actually, this truck had a TV in it when I got it. I took it off and sitting in my garage. But I get much better fuel economy in this. Like a lot. A lot. You know, your oil changes are cheaper. Your everything is cheaper. But you're not going through oil as often. So the oil change kind of evens out. Tires are way more expensive, but seems like they last a lot longer. So again, it kind of evens out. And like I talked about this in my comparison videos I did. I did that series of comparison videos. Everything pretty well evens out. At the end of the day, I think the semi is a little more expensive. If you're doing actual freight, there's the ability to make a little bit more. But you know, here in the RV game, essentially we're running as direct shippers, direct customers, which is great. We're getting much better rate per mile. And that actually may be a topic that I do in a video in the near future. It'll take me being home on a weekend, but I think that'll be a video that I do pretty soon. I've been chewing on some things, and I've got a pretty good comparison video in my brain housing group here that I think I may do. Yeah. Overall comfort, semi takes it 1,000% hands down. Maintenance costs, obviously much lower on this truck. If this truck blows up, I can put a new motor in it for $5 or $7 grand. Maybe less if, you know, I do all the work myself, which is possible. You know, motor goes in a semi, depending how bad it goes, you're $20, $30, $40, $50,000. Now, depending which semi you get, it's going to last a lot longer than this. So again, it's that back and forth, back and forth. I don't know. Ultimately, yes, I miss being in the semi, and given the opportunity, no, do not turn off. I need the internet. Stop it. Given the opportunity, I would definitely jump right back into a big truck, for sure. Let's see. Where was I? Have I given any thought to 23? Have I given any thought to 23? I've a lot. Do I have an answer? I have my opinion. Funny, I actually filmed that this morning too. So we'll get a little bit more into that in the next video. But I think it's going to turn around. I don't think the industry is dead. I think parts of it are going to slow down or stay slow longer than others. I think flatbed will definitely pick up before single pole does. And my reasoning for that is flatbed campers cost what, $15,000, $19,000, $20,000. Single pole campers are $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. That's going to bounce back first because the majority of the issue we're running into right now is the economy's in the tank. Let's see. Twin Stick Garage. Never heard of it. I'll have to look that up. Yeah, Grim Reaper. Jason called me, told me that he ran into you. He did say he apologized for cutting you off like he did. He was he was having a week, and he was on a time clock. He had to run. He did say he apologized for cutting you off next time I talked to you, though. You have a microwave. Sorry, went flatbed 18-wheeler and look back. Sleeping in the back of these trucks do cost more. I figured it up. I think the number was $2,000 a year more between the two trucks. Right. Now, $2,000 a year more, yes, and that's assuming no major breakdowns. You know, one good breakdown in a semi truck could bankrupt you. That's a concern. I mean, ultimately, I think that I would still go back to the big truck given the chance in a heartbeat. I'm almost certain I would. Microwave, fridge, and freezer and Keurig in my 350. Yeah, I know, and I've thought about doing. I've thought about that too. You know, take out the passenger seat, build a little table there, and get one of those what the Alpa Cool or something they call them. Put that there, and there's a fridge freezer combo right there. Coffee maker. I do love me some coffee. Love me some coffee. I know what you mean. Just had to mess with the play of words. Gotcha. I just want to thank you for taking the time for us to make the videos and doing the live streams. Hey, you know, and that's something that me and Daniel have definitely talked on. I'm pretty sure I've heard the Bandits talk about it a couple times. You know, when me and Daniel started our channels, there was no positivity out here for RV transport, and that's why we started. Neither one of us knew about each other, but we sat down and figured it out. We were like 2 or 3 weeks apart from starting at the exact same time. And neither one of us knew about each other until we had both gotten fairly big. You know, and we just wanted to put the positivity out there, like show the good side of the transport world that no one ever really talked about. Now, kind of slit my own throat with that, didn't I? Because when I started with Horizon, there was 749 drivers. I started my YouTube channel, and Daniel started his, and we both got fairly big. And the next thing I know, Horizon's at over 1,400 drivers. Now, is that all because of me? No. Did I contribute to that? Oh, I know for a fact I did. I had 26 drivers under me, and those are just the ones who bothered to put my information down as their reference. Like, who knows how many people didn't put that down. So I don't know, and probably the same thing with Daniel. So, you know, we kind of did it. We shot ourselves in the foot, if you will, on that one. Let's see. Johnny T, you still at the club? Yes, I am. Yeah, there you go. No major breakdowns. Got it. South Carolina, way out there. And there's Anthony. Me and Daniel were what got him in. And you know, it's good to hear those stories of the people that we helped. You know, like we influenced, or we showed you something you hadn't seen, or information you needed to know, or you know, whatever. No, it's good to hear the stories where we help people. Let's see. Chris James is thinking about jumping back into construction for a couple years, get my truck paid off. There you go. I mean, ultimately, the best answer is the one that suits your situation the best. You know, at the time, me jumping in the semi was what suited my situation the best. I don't think I really talked about it much, but the Streetwalker was dead. When I got it to the mechanic shop, he had called me while he had it. He goes, I don't know how this truck was running. I don't understand how you were able to drive this thing here. The CP4 was completely gone. He goes, I don't get it. You know, those of you that are, you know, fairly mechanically inclined here, you know the pressures a CP4 is supposed to put out. Mine was putting between 300 and 700 PSI. And you know that they're supposed to be, like, if you go wide open throttle, either 30,000 PSI. At idle, it's supposed to be either 5,000 or 7,000. And mine was 700 at best. You know, it got to where I was having to put a half a can of ether into that thing to start it every morning. You know, the mechanic was blown away that the truck had even driven there. So that was my biggest reason for leaving Horizon, was I didn't have a choice. And as I said, I'm eternally grateful to Jason for giving me that job opportunity. The things that I did learn while I was working with him are amazing. I got to see things that I hadn't seen before. You know, I always swore up and down, I'll never be in a truck. I'll never be in a, no, screw that. I'm not getting in a semi. And now, you know, especially doing flatbed, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd get a truck again in a heartbeat. And then I had this opportunity present itself to me. You know, Horizon lowered their trailer rental fees, and this truck was sitting there ready to go, and it made sense. You know, I liked working for Jason. I hated not being in charge of the truck. I hated not being my own boss, but Jason knew more than I did about what areas to run and what areas to stay out of. So I just let him run the truck. You know, I didn't ever really have any input. Because, hey, you know what? I trust you. It's your business. It's your truck. You've been doing this for years. I have not. I trust you. Here, and I talked about that in, you know, as I mentioned in one of the videos, if Jason were to get in this truck with me, or we brought his semi over and we were team driving it in RVs, and he even, you know, he admitted this to me, like, he would let me, you know, hey, yeah, it's my company, it's my truck, but you know the lanes, you know where we should go and we shouldn't, so cool, I'm gonna trust you. You tell me what loads we're booking it in, we'll get it done. You know, and that's a matter of, you know, knowing the strengths and weaknesses of who you're working with or who you're working for. You know, it's easy for me to say, yeah, it's your company, it's your truck, you know, you do what you want. But when him and I had that conversation, if we were to bring his truck over here, for him to say, no, I would just, hey, you tell me what we're doing. Great. That shows a level of intelligence. You know, knowing who brings what to the table around you. I don't even know where the heck I was. Construction, there you go. You're why I went into Horizon, didn't put you down. Like I said, I'm sure there's a dozen people that didn't, or more. Jody was watching you and Daniel before we started. Yep. What part of South Carolina? I'm near Spartanburg. You helped us a lot. Oh, Jeff, I'm glad I can help, and I will never forget the stories that Cheryl told me about all that. And that's what got me into pushing me to get my CDL and getting into transportation, period. I love this type of work. It is. It's such a great type of work. I mean, it takes, you kind of have to be messed up here to, want to be away from home that long, want to be out driving these freeways, dealing with traffic, getting in and out of these cities. There has to be something wrong with you. But if you have that defect, it's a really great line of work. Between Hilton Head and Beaufort. Okay. Yeah, Grim Reaper, that I was almost 14K into that CP4 replacement. That was awesome. I know husband and wife team dread for Verizon. It's lots of work and long days, but they moved on recently, if I recall. I know several husband-wife teams, like team driving in a truck or two trucks running together. You only hit 963 and would never fire off. Yeah, that's what mine was doing, and I had to get out, squirt a little ether into the air box, crank it, and it would crank over and kind of sputter, go back, do it again, and it started when it first started. It would just really long crank, and then it would finally crack off, and then it got to where it would take 2 or 3 cycles of the key or the ignition button, and it would crack off, and then it got to where it would keep going and almost, and then it would say, there's some warning, like I had to sit for 30 minutes before I could push the ignition button again because it wouldn't turn over. And then it got to where I had to ether it every single day to get it to start. So, yeah, it just kept going downhill and downhill. And then it got to where it wouldn't, even under ether, it didn't want to start. And there was times where it took me 2 or 3 hours to get it to start in the morning, even on ether. And then it finally would, just blowing clouds of white smoke for 20 minutes, and then it would finally clean up and start running. And yeah, I dropped my last load with Horizon. My dispatcher called and said, "Hey, we've got this one." I said, "Nope, I can't. My truck is hurt. I'm praying I can get home. Sorry, can't take that load." And I drove deadhead for 12 hours, 13 hours. I didn't care. I just put it on personal conveyance. It's probably illegal. But at that point, my truck being hurt the way it was, I knew that I was not dispatched. I knew I was not going to be dispatched again because my truck was going into the shop and I was going to drive for Jason. I didn't care. The way that truck was hurt, I just needed to get home before it left me stranded somewhere. So I just beat feet home. Two trucks running together, they drop off RVs together in same areas, but also get their own ways sometimes. Yeah, there's quite a few husband-wife teams that are doing that. Mine was 20 years of driving, 18-wheelers, so I'm Jack. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Anthony. To my 20-plus years of driving 18-wheelers, I'm really confused. Howdy. Hey, Storm and Norman, what's going on? I guess I have a defect because it calms me, actually. Yeah, and that's where I'm at. I hate people. Kind of weird that I have a YouTube channel and I hate people, right? But there's some of you that I've met, and I'm having one of those days, and I'm really short answered, and I'm not real talkative, and it's not anything to do with you, and that's not my normal personality. I can typically be around small amounts of people, but I'll have those days every once in a while where I just don't, I just can't. And I've had a couple of you come up and talk to me on those days, and I'm like, I'm struggling to be friendly, and it's not anything that you did. It's not you. It's just I'm having one of those days. Sorry. Casey, I don't know if you came up with a way to keep water out of the 7-way on the truck, but there's an angle mount you can install. It'll keep the water out of it. Check Amazon. I did come up with a way. It seems to be working actually really well. I took my drill, and so you got the 7-pin, right, sitting like such, and I drilled at an angle in 4 corners holes, so it drains out, and then siliconed everything around the wiring so it can't come in through the top of the 7-pin. And then anything that does run in runs around the case of the 7-pin, and it drops right onto those holes and comes out. And then I have dielectric on all of the actual pins to keep the water that does drop down into the bottom of the case from getting up into the pins, and it's pushing it out. Dak. Yeah. And this is something I've talked about a lot. I've had a lot of drivers talk to me, and I've told some of you, when I first started with Horizon, I almost quit, and it was just because I couldn't get a hold of anyone in Indiana. And it's not that they're in Indiana. It's not that they're just slacking off and they don't care about their drivers. It's that they have so many drivers over there that they can't answer the phone. They can't get back to you. And unfortunately, that means you miss out on loads because your driver can't respond to the emails and get the phone calls, and it sucks. And it took me a long time to get to where I had that kind of working relationship with my dispatcher. It was a lot of me prove myself. It was a lot of showing that I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do, and I'm not going to screw up when I do it. And even then, it wasn't like I got the world handed to me. But every once in a while, I'd get that phone call. I think 5 times, maybe in 2.5 years. Hey, I got this load. Are you interested? Because I know that you're going to be right there. Because I had found this load, and I'm running this load, and I would get the phone call. Hey, I know you're dropping in this city. We have a pickup. Do you want it? Done with the regen. Weekend before last was my 1 year with Horizon. My driver had made me. Yeah. No, I got you, Jack. I got you. And again, it has nothing to do with them over there not doing their job. They're so slammed. Well, what's the topic now, fellas? Or are we just gonna call this one short? I mean, we're only at 45 minutes. I gotta get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not gonna stay up here super late anyway. So I guess at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. I really enjoy working for Horizon. I really enjoyed driving the semi for Jason. And I'm really happy to be back at Horizon now. I'm really glad I'm in flatbed. I'd been talking about it for a year and a half before the Streetwalker broke. Just never happened. And now I'm super glad that it did. I really do enjoy this. I enjoy this a lot more. They're leaving at 3. Anthony, I dealt with your dispatcher 2 times when I was with Verizon. My head still hurts. Okay. We get this off in a few minutes. Yeah, I was signed up under you, but then they froze hiring, ended up going with a different company because they called first. You know, it happens. It is what it is. Oh, which truck do I like more, the Streetwalker or a Rebound? Absolutely the Streetwalker. Tenfold. But I like that this truck is set up to do the flatbed multi-haul, step deck, whatever you want to call it. I'm very, very thankful for that. But as far as the truck itself, absolutely Streetwalker. Way better brakes, way better turning, way better steering, different gear ratio, better for pulling. Now, this 10-speed transmission, I like this 10-speed transmission a lot. A lot. If I end up not buying this one, whatever truck I get, it's going to be a 450 or a 4500, depending on which brand. For sure. Absolutely. In this, yeah, there have been many times where I'm like, I wish I had a little bit bigger brake. I really wish I had that tight turn, the wide track turning that the Streetwalker had. Yeah. I haven't been home since July. Okay, now see, the rudeness, that's a whole other... Nope, I ain't playing that game. Nope. You want to be rude to me? Okay. Let's dance. Yeah, Jeff, there's a lot of freedom in this work, and that's something I really like a lot. Yeah, Lynn. Yeah, if I get a semi, I'm definitely staying in the flatbed division, multi-haul, whatever you want to call it, whatever Horizon's calling it, flatbed, multi-haul, step deck, whatever. Yeah, obviously I'd have to get a different trailer, but yeah. Same way, both Wave and Team RV called the same day. Team was the first that called. There you go. Yeah, been looking at semi-tractors for flatbed. There's a lot of people that are doing it. Yeah, absolutely. What is Rebound? This truck is Rebound. This truck's name is Rebound. I covered it in a couple different videos. I thought we were friends. I thought you paid attention to me. No, this truck's name is Rebound for obvious reasons. This is a Ford, just like the Streetwalker. It is a 350 instead of a 450. So, Rebound seemed fitting. They're both white. Both dualies. The other one was a 450. This is a 350. This one's 2 years younger. Yeah, Benjamin. The disaster prevention kit is a thing. The warranty is up on this in 10,000 miles. I will be talking with the owner about various modifications that are along that line of the disaster prevention kit, for sure. What model? Okay, I've been extremely thankful. Johnny Cash. Yep, no issues with the pump. Good. Plus semi. If campers fall out, you can lease that truck on with any company and pull dry van, reefer, flatbed, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Having that safety net to fall back on is a big thing. Is it S&P Snyder? Snyder Diesel Performance? I think that's who I'm thinking of. I know exactly what their website looks like in my head. They have a YouTube channel. I don't think it's S&B. They may make one. It's pretty good, but I think Snyder is the one I'm thinking of. They did my, that's where I got the CCV kit for the Streetwalker. That was awesome. In the 17 or 18, they changed the CCV from the stainless steel ball to a paper filter. And that filter will plug up, and then it starts blowing pressure out the oil pan gasket. I thought I had blown an oil pan gasket. Like, it was leaking pretty profusely. And turns out it was just that the CCV filter. I put their kit on it, and the oil pan leak went away. Guys, I am beat. I'm going to end this here in just a couple minutes. So any last minute comments you guys want to throw in, get them. I'm tired. I'm tired. I appreciate you guys coming to hang out. Sorry I'm cutting this one kind of short. I'm exhausted, and I really have to go inside the truck stop. So, yeah. Anyway, I think that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. I really appreciate you guys coming to hang out. I haven't done a live in a long time. Really thrilled to spend a little bit of time here with you. I'm trying to get more frequent on my videos. I think you guys have kind of seen that over the last month or two. Also, keep in mind, I've had a lot of time off while I was fixing the truck, working on the truck, doing Thanksgiving, and then we had no loads for 11 days. There was nothing. So I'm trying to get better on the videos. Bear with me. Get the word out that I'm back. Anyway, sincerely, I appreciate all of you coming and hanging out with me tonight. And with that, as always, those of you out on the roads, I wish you fair winds and following seas. Take care and have a great day.